When was the first time you sneaked out of your house? I don't want to give no little girls ideas when I tell them this. Have you been in a failed talking stage? If you have, why didn't it work out? And so I made that with the guy who I went out on a date with. When did you know it was time to leave your ex? Emotionally, verbally abusing you, he was not the version I created in my head. So for me to feel like I have to let go of this for my own good, mommy's or daddy's girl. I was such a daddy's girl. No one talks about the way that like that relationship could change. I was no longer living in a bubble. I was just like mad at the whole world. And to actually like mentally like pull yourself out of a dark place by yourself. When was the age you lost your virginity? I'm literally about to expose myself to the whole internet. What keeps you motivated to keep going? Once you change your mindset, everything around you changes. When did you get involved in working out? Someone also had asked me what keeps me motivated to keep going to the gym. Is the confidence that it gives me, girl. You guys, welcome back to my channel. It's been a while, I know. And since I haven't even posted on YouTube since 2024 started, I thought a Q&A get ready with me would be the perfect video, just so you guys could get to know me more and then, you know, start watching my vlogs, because I do love making vlogs. But yeah, I asked you guys to ask me questions on Instagram and on TikTok, so I'm gonna be reading through those and getting ready with you guys and answering those questions. This is actually my first Q&A video ever. Like, I've never done a Q&A video. I've always wanted to do one of these videos. Always afraid to ask you guys to ask me questions. I was like, no one's gonna ask me shit. Like, no one gives a fuck about me like that. But you guys came through with some questions and I'm like, I don't know if I want to answer some of these, but I am gonna answer them. Why not? Now I'm in the middle of doing my eyebrows. I'm recording an eyebrow tutorial for TikTok. So if you do want to see how I do my eyebrows, you can go look at my TikTok video, which should be up way before this. Okay guys, I'm back. I'm done with my eyebrows. They came out so slay. Let's not say honey bunch. So we got these questions on Instagram. Okay, so I'm gonna start with like one of the most basic questions ever, which is just for you guys to know, you know, this question is my age. A lot of people think that I'm older than what I actually am. I think it is because of my looks, but whenever I meet someone personally, they just tell me that I seem more mature for my age. I am 19 years old. I am in my second year of college. I go to community college. Nami, bitch, who asked you? Who asked you about college yet? I'm 19 years old. I don't know if I give off like older vibes for real, but surprise, surprise, girl, I'm 19 and I've never done a Q&A video before, and I'm just kind of like stuck. Like, I'm like, should I keep talking about this question? Like, it was literally just my age. It's literally, I'm 19. Oh, see, someone did ask me about college. Someone said, what are you studying in college? I'm currently going to community college, as you guys already heard, because I love to talk ahead of myself. I'm on my second year, majoring in marketing. Here's another question that I got that I actually saw on TikTok that I really want to answer this one. Someone asked me, what are your tips for girlies trying to manage school, college, and content creating? I am the worst at time management. Like, I don't know anyone worse at managing their time than me, which is why I'm so blessed to be able to do what I do and work on my own time. I already thought about doing anything in the business field. I went for marketing. At first I was doing general business because I do social media. I want to know more about about marketing, you know. That was another question that I saw a lot getting. What do you plan on doing with your degree? To be honest, school is not a passion of mine. I go to school because do it for myself, because I feel like I did not enjoy my high school experience at all. If you know, like, I was in a very toxic relationship my whole high school experience. I just feel like I didn't experience high school the way I wanted it or the way I thought it would be. When I went to college and I saw how different it was, like, I feel like people actually want to learn when you go to college. I feel like people actually interact. I feel like there's such smart people in college. I feel pretty dumb sometimes in my college classes because I'm not like academically smart. I have no brains for school. It takes me forever to intake information. Like, I could sit there and watch and listen and really try my hardest to pay so much attention, and it won't, like, nothing will stick to my head. But I like trying, I like going, so that's why I always say I see college more as a hobby to me, even though it's kind of like weird to say that. I feel like I want to expand my knowledge somehow. I enjoy having the routine. I enjoy getting up and getting ready for it. I enjoy going to my classes, and I enjoy sitting there and trying to like learn from people and the actual things that matter in the real world. So that's why I do it. And right now that I can and I have the time, I don't have too many responsibilities. I don't have like, okay, I pay rent, and I don't go thinking like, oh my god, I'm gonna get something out of this that I really want to do for the rest of my life. No, like, I just kind of want to expand my knowledge. So that brings me back to this question. She said, how do you manage college and content creating? I focus way more on content creating than school. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, the grades were not the best this past semester, even though they were better than my first year in college. But I focus way more on content creating because, like I said, college, I see it more as like, I enjoy doing it, so I'm gonna go and like try to expand my knowledge and try to like grow. You never know what's gonna happen with social media. So I also like that. That's another reason why I'm also going to college. But for managing content creating in college, I feel like it's so hard, especially if you're doing content creating full-time. I feel like the best way to do it is dividing your days. I'm not a full-time student, and I can't be a full-time student and actually do full-time social media. It's too much. I feel like people think that creating content or being a social media content creator is just like you record and edit and upload. It's really not, in a way. I just feel like there's more that goes onto social media, like being a content creator, and there's just not much I can say with like managing content creating in school, because even me, I suck at that. I'm really bad. I really want to try to do better on my grades, because like I said, they were not the best, but it's totally possible to do it. Like, it's totally possible to go to school and do content creating, so I really try to balance it out. Okay, the next question is not about school or anything. I feel like I spent too much on that question, but it's because I get that asked so much. The next question is, when was the first time you sneaked out of your house? Now, I don't want to give no little girls ideas when I tell them this, when I tell you guys this. Please do not sneak out of your house at 13 years old. I think I was 13, bitch. No, I was 14. Like, I was always such a good innocent girl. I don't know how it was my idea. It was my idea to sneak out. Just for context, like, every time I snuck out, it was only to see my ex, which I snuck out a lot, bitch. Throughout the years, I snuck out so much. Long story short, it was my idea. And that was actually the night I got my first kiss. First night I ever snuck out at 14 years old was the night I got my first kiss. Shocker. Bitch, I did not know how to kiss. It was so fucking embarrassing. I didn't even expect it. Like, I was so innocent. I just didn't think that that was gonna happen, you know. But yeah, I was 14 the first time I ever snuck out, and I did it for years before I got caught. I did end up getting caught. That's just a lot of story time. Someone said, what car do you have? So I drive my dad's car. It's not mine. It's basically, I mean, I'm the only one who really drives it. Like, that's like my car, but it's my dad's. Like, he lets me use that car, you know. It's a 2018 Honda Accord. I'm not sure if it's a sport or not. I'm actually looking into buying my first car this year, so I'm so excited for that. In 2023, I feel like I really grew. I feel like I'm accomplishing all the things that I wanted to accomplish when I was 13, 14 years old. So I'm just really excited. I'm really excited to look into buying my first car this year. Someone said, what made you want to start social media? Have you always seen yourself doing it? I like this question because it was so unexpected for me to even keep going with this. Like, I don't know how to explain this. I just never thought that it was possible for me to become seen on social media. As I started high school, I started to get into makeup. I would just practice makeup. Makeup was a really good distraction for everything going on in my head when I was in high school. And my cousins would hype me up. People would hype me up for the makeup that I would do. People said that I was good at doing makeup. And I guess I never saw myself like that until people started telling me. I feel like I didn't start to believe in myself until people would tell me, you know? So once like TikTok came along and stuff, like, it was quarantine. My cousins, my sister, like, people would always tell me like, oh, you should post makeup videos. And I guess I never saw myself actually doing it. I was going through a breakup the first time me and my ex had broken up. I was going through that at the time, and I had nothing to do. It was quarantine. I was doing makeup. I was like, okay, like, let me just record and make a tutorial and upload this. I filmed this video this one day during quarantine. It was when, you remember when everyone used to look at TikTok as cringy? So bitch, I remember I would always post on Musical.ly, but then Musical.ly died down and then it became TikTok. I posted this TikTok, and it was my first time ever posting on actual TikTok. I posted this makeup tutorial, or I guess not really a makeup tutorial, just me doing my makeup, and it was so shit. Like, I look back at it like not that long ago, and I was like, girl, what is this? But I posted that, and before that I had posted a transition video of that makeup look. So I posted those 2 videos, and I went to sleep. Nothing happened. I had like a couple hundred views probably. I went to sleep. I wake up. I was like shook. I was kind of like, what the fuck? Like, people liked watching me do my makeup. Like, I didn't know I could do that. Like, I didn't realize that I was a person who could do that, when it's like literally anyone can do it. That moment was when I was like, wait, like, if I actually tried, I could do this. Like, people like watching me. Like, people like this. People could like other stuff. Like, I could make social media a thing for me. I've always been someone to love recording everything. Like, if I show you guys my Snapchat memories from my old Snapchat, bitch, I recorded everything and anything. So I've always loved to record just anything, but I just never thought that I could be a person to like be someone that people would like to see on social media. But just seeing that one video, I was like, what the fuck, like I can actually do this. I feel like that gave me the confidence in myself to keep going and be like, oh, I can make this a thing for me. Because I feel like if I wouldn't have gotten that from that one video, I probably wouldn't have kept going the way I did keep going. So I'm very grateful for the way that everything played out. I don't know, I just feel like it was a push. I feel like I fucking yapped too much. I'm so sorry. I'm making these answers so long. Have you been in a failed talking stage? If you have, why didn't it work out? So some of you guys might know that I posted this oh my god, I posted a video with a guy, and so I made that with the guy who I went out on a date with, and I really liked this guy. I just feel like, but that wasn't even a talking stage. I feel like that situation was so much more, I don't know, it was just, there was just, I really don't know how to explain that situation. And other than that, I have not really had any other talking stage. I've never really talked to a guy like that. There was this guy who took me out for my birthday last year, but that really didn't last long, and it wasn't really anything. Like, there was really no connection. We were just talking. He just took me out twice, and then after that I ghosted him, and that was pretty much that. And other than that, I've never talked to a guy like that in my life. I really don't like wasting my time. Like, guys have tried to talk to me, and I just feel like, even with this guy who took me out for my birthday, like, I just wanted to try out to talk to someone for once, because I don't really like to do that. I don't really do that, and I didn't like to do that. And that's why I realized when I went out with him, I was like, I don't just like saying yes to guys. I don't know, it feels so meaningless. I feel like usually if a guy tries to talk to me, I'm just not interested. After my first and only boyfriend, which was my ex, I haven't really talked to any guys. I've never really had a talking stage, so I guess it wasn't failed. Damn, I don't even know why I went to answer this question, because no, I don't think I really had like a talking stage like that I could really explain as to like why it failed and like it was this and that. No. The next question is, when did you know it was time to leave your ex? See, this is a thing about being in a toxic relationship. No matter what anyone tells you, it doesn't matter who tells you what, you're not gonna leave that person until you've had enough, until you feel like you don't want to feel like that anymore, until you feel like you don't want to keep trying for someone who's not trying for you back. You're not even gonna see the bad in them, because all you're trying to see is probably the good in them, and you're probably just trying to believe the good in them and trying to believe that they could change and that they're going to change, and that you're really trying and you're holding on to a relationship that you really believe in and you really believe in that person. But it takes two, bitch. It takes fucking two. If you know damn well it's not right, if you're feeling confused, if you're feeling like you don't know what happened, if you're feeling like you don't know what's going on, if you're feeling like it's not the same, bitch, it takes fucking two. Like, because it's never going to change. Like, it's not gonna change. Why? Because it takes fucking two. And if the other person changed and they're just not wanting to work on it, they're not willing to actually work on it, it's never gonna happen. Like, you're never gonna get what you want, and you have to come to a point where you accept it. You took enough pain. You're like, damn, like, I physically cannot do this. I was at my lowest fucking point. Like, I felt drained. Here's the thing about my situation. I feel like I had been trying to be on a healing journey. I had to heal from childhood traumas, not just the ways he was hurting me. I feel like I had been working on that for such a long time now, like working on healing my childhood traumas, trying to get out of this place where I was at, where I was just so negative and so like, you know, I was trying to do that. But being with someone who is constantly bringing you down, constantly arguing with you, constantly like not trying, constantly emotionally, verbally abusing you, you're never gonna do that. Like, you have to let go of everything that is not doing you any good to actually start growing. It's like I knew exactly what to do to feel in a better mindset, to feel in a better place, to feel at peace. But the thing was, I didn't want to let go of him. Once I let go of him, which was the end of 2022, you start flourishing. You start just, you literally come out of your shell. And I feel like I came out of my shell so fast because I already knew what I had to do to become the best version of myself. I just needed to accept that he wasn't gonna change, and I just had to accept that it was never gonna be the same, that it was not the same anymore, and that I had to do me now. To a point where I was so drained and I just wanted to feel better with life. I wanted to feel better with myself. I wanted to grow. I wasn't making money. I wasn't making progress in the gym. I wasn't making any progress with my self-growth or with myself at all, even though I knew exactly what I had to do and I was trying to do it while being with him. But it was just like this person like dragging you down all the time. Like, it's not gonna, like, you're not going to actually grow until you let everything go. And a lot of times the main problem is that person. I started being so active on my socials. Please tell me who's here from before 2023. Like, you guys, some of you might be, but 2023 was the year that I really got to grow my platform because I really started to focus on myself. I started focusing on my self-growth. Bitch, I started making money. I started doing everything that I told myself I was gonna do to get out of that dark place that I was in. I remember exactly 2022. It was around like October. Like, I had been telling myself, like, this really isn't going anywhere better for us to fix our relationship. I have to accept that, and that he's not gonna change, and that he's not the person that I thought he was, and try my hardest to just let go and detach myself. No one knows the pain of what it's like to let go of someone you're still in love with. I love hard, bitch. Imagine what it took for me to feel like I had to let go of that love. Like, let me take that back. I didn't let go of that love. I let go of the version of him I created in my head. He was not the version I created in my head. And I had to accept that he wasn't that version. I had to accept that he was never gonna be that version for me. I think that was one of the hardest things that was the hardest thing I've ever done in my life, because if you know the way that I love very hard. That was my everything. I've always been the type of person that takes my connections with people so seriously. So for me to feel like I have to let go of this for my own good, I had to realize I had to start doing good for me and living for me. When did I know it was time to leave my ex? Too late, bitch. Like I said though, you're not gonna leave until you have had enough of what that man has put you through. I just want to let all my girls know that life is so beautiful without the toxicity. Life is so beautiful when you work towards your goals and what you want to be and the person you want to be. Some people are okay with depending on someone else for happiness, and they know it's not right because they know they don't really feel good, but they're still there just because it's like the attachment. Life is just so beautiful. But one thing that I will tell you guys is that I wasted my teenage years, and I should have been living and being a kid. Instead, I was dealing with a narcissistic person. What teenager should be going through that? Because it really is traumatizing. It's changed me a lot now, and it's really sad because, like I said, I'm a very loving person and I love to have connections with people. So it's really sad that, like, I'm so traumatized from somebody being narcissistic. What made you get into social media? It's kind of crazy, right, that I was going through a breakup and it was quarantine, and it's just like that's how I got into social media. What's your brother's at? That man is booed up right now, girl. Mommy's or daddy's girl? I always see girls talking about daddy issues online and stuff. I totally get. What about I mean, is it the same thing? Like, I was such a daddy's girl. I had the most love for my dad. My dad was my everything. My dad was my hero as a little girl. My dad was my dad. He was everything to me. No one talks about the way that, like, that relationship could change, because that changed as I was becoming a teenager. My whole teenage years with my dad were really rough, and I feel like it's just because once I started becoming a teenager, once I started going to middle school and just personal things were happening, you grow up. When you're going to middle school, you're starting to grow up and you're starting to realize things. You're starting to look at things more for what they are, instead of just living in a bubble like you did your whole life as a little kid. Because that's how I feel like that's how I see it. Like, I lived in such a bubble as a little girl. Like, I thought everything was picture perfect. Everyone around me was picture perfect, and it just hit me so hard when I grew up to realize that my dad wasn't the person I thought he was. Like me and my dad have a great relationship now, and I'm not sitting here to bash him or anything because I love my dad. You just realize that, you know, your dad isn't, you know, he's human. He's still growing as well. It's just very disappointing, and it's very like, fuck. And I held a grudge to my dad for so long, but now I just don't think that's worth it. I was a daddy's girl, and then when I grew up and I realized things for what they were, I didn't process them so well. I didn't know how to process them. I didn't know how to think of them. So it turned me into a very negative, depressed, very like not myself person. Like, I was no longer living in a bubble. I was just like mad at the whole world and mad at my dad and mad at everyone around me. I was just stuck in this negativity cycle. I was really depressed for a lot of my teenage years, and it's just because I didn't know how to process stuff. And my parents are from the rancho. They really don't know. They don't believe in depression. They don't believe in any of like that type of stuff. They didn't even know how to help me because they didn't believe that what I was going through was real. It's kind of crazy to say that I really got myself out of that, like, by myself. So hard to kind of talk about this, but actually, like, mentally, like, pull yourself out of a dark place by yourself. It was just a really bad time in my life. I would love to talk on more. I love talking on this topic because I feel like I would love for kids or teenagers who might be going through the same thing to listen to a perspective coming from someone who went through such a negativity cycle, like hating life, like hating life, hating yourself, not wanting to live, not wanting to get up, not looking forward to anything, all because you hold grudges from your childhood traumas. It's something that I wish I could show people to see differently. I wish there was someone when I was young who I could look at and be like, things do get better, because there is so much to life. You're just starting to live. I don't know, I romanticize everything in life now. But I was a daddy's girl growing up. I feel like now, when I was younger, my mom has always been a very like, her way of showing affection was always very dry. My dad's wasn't, so I feel like that's why as a little girl I was very close to my dad. And now I just feel like now see things more for like what my mom has done for me all my life. I love my mom. Like, my mom is my everything. She's literally like my best friend. So I feel like I am a mommy's girl. Like, I'm totally a mommy's girl now. I hate when she leaves the house. I hate when she's not here. I hate when she's not around me. Yeah, that girl could get my nerves sometimes, but that's my mom. I love her. Ooh, this question. I'm literally about to expose myself to the whole internet. I can't believe I'm gonna say this. I can't believe I'm gonna answer this. When was the age you lost your virginity? Girl, I know my family is gonna be watching this and they're gonna be like, bitch, what the fuck? I can't believe I'm about to expose myself like this, but I am gonna do it because I think it's something that girls should be less naive than me about. Bitch, I was 14. I was too young. I was 14 when I lost my virginity. I hope the first thing that comes to your mind is not, damn, this bitch was freaking us from such a young age. Because no, bitch, it was not like that. Hey, please don't go and think like, damn, this bitch was getting down at 14, like she was so horny, she was so freaking us. Bitch, no, I was not. I barely knew what the word sex meant. I was so naive. So I'm gonna tell you guys exactly how it happened, because I look back at it and I'm like, girl, you were like basically manipulated into this. I was with my ex at this point. No, actually we weren't even together no more. If you've seen my ex series on TikTok, if you've seen the story times of him, then you know this was when he had moved from my high school, so I started sneaking out to see him. And so we were already talking at this point and we were sneaking out already. Or one day he's like flirting with me. I'm such an embarrassment. Like, I embarrass myself when I talk. I don't know how to flirt. I don't know how to talk. That's why now, like, bitch, if I'm talk to a guy, I just myself like, bitch, this is what you get. I had never talked to a guy like that before. I had never had no flirtiness moment with any guy before, so I didn't know he was like flirting like that, like freakiness. Like, I didn't know he was flirting freakiness. I forgot what the fuck he said and that I responded to, that when he responded to me, he was like, oh yeah, we'll see about that in person. And then I knew, then I was like, I hope he doesn't mean this. And I was like I don't know shit about that. Like, I didn't think he was flirting like freakiness like that. I was like, fuck, like, I can't back out of this. Like, what? Like, I was like, well, yo, man, like, what are we gonna do? Like, what are you talking about? When I see him in person, I'm shitting bricks, because I just don't know. Like, I was a kid. Like, I didn't know how far he was gonna take it, and I didn't know what he meant. Like, I didn't know what he wanted to do. I really didn't. I didn't realize it. Like, it didn't click in my head. So when we were just, when we did it, like, I'm gonna be straight up with you guys. In the moment of me starting to do that, I was 14. I was, like I said, I've always been so innocent. I'm naive. Like, I didn't really realize what I was gonna do. Like, I didn't realize what was about to happen. I barely even knew about protection, bitch. And so when we did do it, the only thing that went through my head, I kid you not, my grandma came through my head. Bitch, my grandma wasn't, like, I never lived with my grandma. Like, I remember my grandma as a child. I was like what, like, I swear, in the doing of the deed, I was thinking about, bitch, what would your mom think about you? What would your grandma think about you? That's what went through my head the first time I did that, bitch. And I never told him that, but it's because it was like he knew damn well I was innocent. Like, he knew I would just give in, because I didn't know how to, like, I didn't know how to react, because I didn't even know exactly what I was getting myself into. One thing I will tell you though is I was so scared. Another thing I will tell you is I was really scared about the pain, but actually the pain was the least thing I was worried about. I was worried about what the fuck my mom and my grandma would think about me. Like, I was thinking about, damn, like, I'm such a little girl. Like, I swear, like, I didn't know if I would want to do that. I didn't even really get turned on like that at that point. Like, in that point, I didn't get turned on like that. Let's not say, after that first time, I just kind of like started to enjoy doing that. That first time, bitch, I was I was scared about the pain because I remember like people telling me that like it hurt when you did that for the first time. So I knew what it was, but I didn't know much of it like at all. I knew like 1% of all that type of stuff. So I don't know, I was just really like worried that it was gonna hurt, but it didn't really hurt for me. But let's not say, because after the first time I did become a freakiness, that one, let's not say don't go and do that, please don't go and do that, like, because I hear it now, like people, and that's been my only, okay, just to make it clear, that's been my only body. So you guys know when I lost my virginity and the fact that that's my only body. Like till this day, I broke up with my ex. I broke up with my ex a year ago, and that's my only body. Like that's all I can say. You guys asked me a lot about what my job is. Social media is my only job. This is what I do to pay my bills, pay my rent, because I do live with my dad, but I do pay rent. Ooh, I love this question. I am so passionate about talking about this. It says, what keeps you motivated to keep going? As someone who was in like a place that hurt so much to live in, I was in a mental place that was so, it hurt so much to live in that mental state and live like that. It hurt so much. It felt so empty. Life felt so like not good. Like, so I love talking about how I got out of that funk mentality. I swear, let me tell you something. Everything, like, I don't care how corny you think this sounds or whatever you think about this, it's so true. Everything, like everything in your life is a reflection of your mindset. The way things happen in your life is a reflection of your mindset. The way your life goes is a reflection of your mindset. So if you have a negative mindset, sorry to break it to you, honey boo boo, you're gonna live a negative life. If you think negatively all the time, you're gonna just, negative things are gonna happen to you. And I'm telling you this because I went through it. I went through it myself. I saw how manifesting is really real. I saw how manifesting your thoughts into reality is really real. I genuinely feel like we should all have goals for ourselves. Having goals for yourself and who you want to be and how you want to live is what keeps me going. Like if I didn't think to myself, I want this in life, I want to be like this in life, I want to live my life like this, so I'm gonna get up every day and I'm looking forward to accomplishing and living the lifestyle I want to live, that's what keeps me motivated. If I didn't think about wanting all these things in life and wanting myself to be the best version of myself and actually getting up every day and working towards it, I wouldn't be motivated to do anything. And I wouldn't do anything. Plus I would be stuck in a negative mindset. That's how I was before I literally like firsthand witnessed that manifesting things into your life is so real and your mindset is the way you live. So what keeps me motivated to keep going, I would say, is knowing that there's so much out there that I want from life, knowing that I can do it, that if I put my head to it and I try my hardest, I can do it. Thinking about the feeling that's gonna come with accomplishing all those things literally motivates me. What is your biggest goal this year? My biggest goal this year is to be further than I was at the end of 2023. Because I got out of my toxic relationship at the end of 2022, 2023 was by far the best year I've ever had in my life. I started to truly accomplish things that I dreamed of accomplishing as a little girl. I've always wanted to start making my own money. Not only in a financial way, dude, I grew as a person so much after I left that relationship. I saw life completely different. I feel like in 2023 was the year that I made the most self-growth in so long. And the ways I grew, like I can't even explain how proud I am of myself to have gotten to start all those things that I started in 2023. I'm so proud of myself. And for 2024, I really want to push myself to be better and accomplish more things. And bitch, that's just like how it is. You grow and you grow, you accomplish more, put more goals for yourself, you accomplish that, you put more goals for yourself. Like you keep upgrading every time. You start slow, and as you keep accomplishing more, you keep wanting to accomplish even bigger things. And that's what I want. Like I want to accomplish bigger things, and one of those being YouTube. It's really hard for me, but I have to think about it on such a disciplined level. So YouTube is really a big thing that I want to get like straight and consistent this year, because YouTube, I genuinely love it. Best tip for high school, especially for the girls. Hands down, the best tip I can give you in high school, especially for girls. I feel like so many high school girls are just looking to be with the guy, or like just focus so on like, oh, I like this, or he's cute, da, 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 da. Girl, focus your teenage years and your high school experience on being you, like on learning who you are, and definitely living it to the fullest. And when I mean to the fullest, I mean do all those high school activities, do what high school kids do, go out with friends, make friends, find things that you like, find hobbies, do as much as you could in high school to learn about yourself. I feel like that's the biggest advice I can give you. And definitely staying out of any type of like bullshit drama and stuff like that, because at the end of the day, bitch, high school, you guys literally like graduate and don't even fucking know the people you graduated with. And I had beef with fulano in high school, which you don't even care no more, because like it's just so pointless. Learn to find stuff that you love, learn to be yourself, learn to find yourself. And especially for the girls, learn to love yourself, so that when you're out of high school and you're over here dating, you're over here going on about life, like you love yourself. So you know. Next question is proudest moment and why. My proudest moment was realizing that I finally got myself out of my depression, out of the negativity I thought I would never overcome. Like I thought I was stuck being so sad forever. I thought I was stuck feeling so alone and sad forever. I just got tired of that feeling. I wanted more for myself. I really wanted, it's all in your mindset. I think my proudest moment was when I was like, damn, life feels so happy and good. Like, that was my proudest moment. I was like, I did this. Like, I feel happy, I feel good, and I feel like I want to keep moving forward with my life. The fact that I got myself out of those mental battles, that was the proudest moment I've ever had with myself. I remember I thanked God so much that day when I really realized that I was genuinely happy. Bitch, I was so proud. I cried and literally sat there and like thanked God, because I was a new me. I was reborn, bitch, because it is so, if you've never been in a mentally terrible place with yourself, you'd really like, you don't understand until you have been. I don't know, it's the most like deteriorating thing you could feel, other than like also letting go of someone who you love so much. I feel like, I think I'll say this is my proudest moment instead of leaving my ex, because that was like the hardest thing I've ever done. But this is my proudest moment because it was for me. Like obviously that was for me too, but it was like, it didn't have to do with him, it only had to do with me. I think that's why that was my proudest moment. My second proudest moment would probably be letting go of someone who you're still in love with. But then again, that was one of the steps that I had to take, letting him go, to also become this happy. A question I got in Spanish was tu dicho favorito, which basically is your favorite quote, I think, right? My favorite quote would be, life is what you make it. If I could tell anyone that who's going through a time in their life, like life is genuinely what you make it. I feel like a lot of people fail to see that, and I failed to see that for so long. You might be in a situation where you feel like you're stuck in that situation and you can't get out of that situation in the moment. Even in the worst situations, you can make the best out of things. Making the best out of things in that certain situation where you feel like you're stuck and you can't do anything about it is going to slowly, that is going to build into a better situation. Like it's going to build up to better and better. You know what I'm saying or no? And especially once you change your mindset, everything around you changes. Life is what you make it. I don't even know if that's a quote or something, but that's just like something like that you live by. I don't know. And then another thing that I don't know if this is my quote. I don't know if anyone has ever put this out there. This is what I've always loved to say ever since I got in a better place with myself. Ever since then, I've always said it really does get better. So I always say it only gets better. Life only gets better, because it really does. And that's why I have that on my bios. If you go on my TikTok bio, on my Instagram bio, I have it only gets better. I want people to go on my page and read that and think about it. Like, what does she mean by this? Bitch, I mean that life only gets better. No matter how bad you think it is, life only gets better. You have to put the effort for your life to be better. And the lashes are lashing, if I do say so myself. Always ask me a lot about my workouts, my gym routines, how I got into the gym. Someone said, when did you get involved in working out? When did you start seeing results? Has working out made you more confident? Love your videos. And someone also had asked me what keeps me motivated to keep going to the gym. Is the confidence that it gives me, girl. It has made me a lot more confident. I don't think I would be as confident as I am if it wasn't for the gym. Truly, because exhibit. Not that there's anything wrong with what I looked like. It just wasn't what I wanted to look like. That's not how I wanted to look. And if you don't want to look a certain way, if you want to look another certain way, and it's an insecurity of yours and it's bringing you down, change it about yourself. That's what I always say. If there's an insecurity you have that's bringing you down and you have the power in your hands to change it, go change it, girl. Don't be lazy. Like it's really as easy as that. And I had to learn that that's another mindset. It's as easy as just going and doing it instead of allowing yourself to be sad over something or to be like put down over something. Just go do what's gonna make you feel good, what's gonna make you feel confident. Choose your heart. It's hard to feel sad about looking a way that you don't want to look, and it's also hard to go to the gym and be consistent and eat and all of that. It's hard both either way. Choose your heart. That's how it is with anything in life. So when did you get involved with working out? This is why I really don't ever know when to say that. Okay, so quarantine, I guess you could say quarantine. There was nothing to do and I felt really insecure about my body. I didn't like looking skinny, so I started to work out at home. I would like look up videos. I would try to do anything that would make my butt grow, my legs grow. I would go in my garage, I would work out here, I would work out in my backyard. I would use anything as weight if I could. Also, my dad had 2 dumbbells. I mean, he had 2 dumbbells and they're both 20s, so I would use those. My parents were strict. They would not let me go to the gym. They didn't take me serious even with the gym. They didn't believe in me until they actually saw the results. So I want to say this was during quarantine and I didn't really know like what I was doing, to be honest. Like I would look at videos and try to like play along. It's really just about trying. Like just get up and just look at a video, try it. Everything is online. You can search anything up and just try it. Even if you don't know properly, just do it. That's how you start learning. I had no one to tell me what I was doing wrong, how my form was wrong, if my form was... Dude, nobody. Now that I think about it, no one ever told me your form is good, you need to fix this. Like no, like I had to learn that shit on my own. I had to look at videos, I had to practice. When you first start working out, you look inexperienced. You look like you don't know how to work out. I mean, sometimes I probably still look like that because bitch, sometimes I really don't know what I'm doing, especially with upper body. Oh, and it's normal. People need to stop feeling bad about that, because if you feel like someone's gonna make fun of you, you feel intimidated, like girl, they started somewhere too. I feel like instead of thinking of it and letting it make you feel self-conscious, you should think about the fact that you're there trying for yourself. If you weren't there, what would you be doing? Home doing nothing? Like my parents were seeing results. I got results from working out at home. Like I was getting little quads, a little like butt lift, but I wanted to expand. Like I wanted to grow more. I really wanted to try and actual equipment. I had like an actual deep-rooted fucking insecurity about the way my body looked. Don't like completely count on me, because I can give you tips, but I'm not a gym rat. Like I'm not a fitness influencer. I don't know what to tell you, honey. But gymming is actually something that I genuinely enjoy for myself. It keeps me from overthinking. The gym has not only helped me feel confident like with my appearance, it's helped me like mentally. Like I've known people who like learn to love the gym but then lose that love for the gym. I've been working out for what, like even in my home, I've been working out for years and I grew more love for the gym. I took hella long on most of my questions and they were like deep shit. Where are you from? I'm from California. I was raised in Southern California, but I was born in Sinaloa, Mexico. So I am fully Mexican. I was raised in the US. California is home to me. I don't think I'll ever leave California. I love it because LA is like an hour away from me and there's everything to do in LA. Anyways, those are all the questions I'm gonna answer for today. I really enjoyed making this video. I really love talking my mind and I just really wanted to make a video like this. Thank you to everyone who asked me a question, and thank you for everyone who told me that they love me and my videos in those questions. I literally love you too. I love you, Pookie. But yeah, I will be doing a Q&A video again. Thank you guys so much for watching this Q&A. Get ready with me. I literally appreciate you guys watching my videos. Like you don't know how much social media has changed my life. And I'm not even like a big content creator like that, but you don't know how much social media has changed my life in just this last year. So thank you guys so much for supporting me and watching my videos and watching my YouTube even with my inconsistent ass. I love you guys so much. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.